Hey, we're back live with the Harrowings. I'm just talking to myself as I'm crossing the road. I like talking to myself. Sometimes I need expert advice. Well, Harrowings, back on here. I posted a essay and began. It's sort of like the first chapter, first run at telling my mom's story. And the idea is that struck me. I don't know why. I think it was Marushka Franceschi's post about what would you tell people 1,000 years from now. And I remembered that my mother's memory is going and that she doesn't remember a lot of her life at 86 years old. She might enjoy reading a book about it. And I'm a writer, so why not? So if you want to support that, support it. Um, Give me some feedback, read it. It's just called Mom. That's the post. And yeah, I haven't even gotten to us much, the kids. But, everybody here got here through, well, presumably some woman and some man stirring it together. And here we are. Ding. Unbidden. Okay, we're looking at the newsroom and old stuff in the window. They don't change these out that frequently, but you get an idea of what's important. There's some conference going on up at the Hilton. One of the things I've been thinking about doing is dropping in more of the conferences that happen over the Hilton or different places, just seeing what's going on. I'm not registered for them. Maybe I could, just register for a conference, educate myself and network amongst all the people there and just be this random factor that gets kicked into those things. And maybe I will be allowed, maybe I won't be allowed, but money talks, suckers walk. Sorry, that wasn't really necessary. It just came unbidden out of the pleroma, the fullness of God, of the divinity, pleroma, that field of the Akashic records written there. And I don't know, thinking, pleroma. One of the things about Gnosticism is the pleroma has all the stuff in it that can emerge and surface of things. There are things emerging and falling back into it all the time. It's like the quantum foam, right? Where you have this bubbling of virtual particles popping in and going out of existence. Maybe even Boltzmann brains. You all know about Boltzmann brains? It's the idea that, all of this is statistically less likely to be real than a Boltzmann brain popping into existence spontaneously and a quantum fluctuation and onwards. It could be that that's what, and all of this is processing inside of a Boltzmann brain. It's a thought experiment. And I like to think about that. It entertains me. And it's 8:28. It's just noticing that I really don't want to walk down Connecticut Avenue. I want to instead make my way down 19th Street. So passing what was Mikasa. Mikasa's closed up. Somebody will take it over at some point. But hadn't been for a while. We had a burger place there for a while, which I forget the name of. And then we had before that Cozy in that space. Mikasa now gone. One thing leads to another. It creates space. Okay, creating space. I'm doing that right now. This is day 5 of me absenting myself from the original or meetings of the original 12-step fellowship. Not outside of it. Well, I am outside of it. I'm not stopping my practice because, of course, recovery is incredibly important. There are all kinds of different paths. One of which is to practice a set of principles that's been mapped out over the past 90 years. In fact, by 1962, they pretty much nailed it. They completed the concepts for world service. And a lot of people don't even know about those who go to the meetings. So, I've been trying to make sure people are aware of those and think about that, be mindful, be kind. And I just found it's like falling on deaf ears and just getting to be annoying. I don't want to be annoying. So, best thing I can do is absent myself. And, people say, oh, you seem mean spirited. At least one person said that. I don't think I'm mean spirited. That's not my intent. I'm not trying to offend anyone. What I'm trying to do is what's best in my best interest, one thing, and what's in the best interest of all, generally. Oh, there's a cardinal, male cardinal there, hopping around in the bush right by the steps. Look at him checking things out. We're checking him out. Up a little more. There's a legend out there that when you see a cardinal, it's a loved one, spirits checking in on you. I don't know. But I'm willing to entertain the idea, and it brings to mind the dead and how they are all, living through us. That who Mr. Rogers once said, and I used this actually in my last lead Saturday, um, who loved you into being here? Let me take a minute and everybody think about that. I'll time it on my watch. Okay, we've gone a little over a minute. Hope you all thought about who loved you into being. Mr. Rogers did that, and he's accepting some reward or something. I think you can probably find it on YouTube. I will probably find it on YouTube for you. And yeah, isn't that a lovely thought? Who loved you into being? Well, mom did, for one. And I think the post about her is just great to start off and do this exercise. It's difficult. I didn't live her life, but I've witnessed a bit of it, and I remember a lot of things that she told me about. And I really enjoyed that process. The hair cutting place is open. Gabriel is here. And I think I'm going to go in and get me a haircut. It's a lovely place. So I'm going to wrap this up here. And